French go to polls to offer Macron running majority or not. Paris French electorate visit the polls on Sunday within the first of two rounds with the intention to decide whether President Emmanuel Macron gets a operating majority in parliament or ends up without the guide had to force via his reform schedule. Less than 2 months after re-election, Macron faces a robust venture from a united left-wing bloc that polls display ought to deprive the president of an outright majority even though it does not take manipulative parliament. Government insiders count on it as an alternative terrible displaying in Sunday's first spherical for Macron's coalition ensemble, with record numbers of citizens visible abstaining. Hard-left firebrand Jean-Luc Mélenchon's bloc hopes to capitalize on anger at the rising cost of residing. "I voted for hope, so no longer for our current president," stated Michel Guibaz, 71, after vote casting for Mélenchon's NUPES bloc on the poll station located within the 18th Parisian district's town hall. "We want to dispose of them, president's birthday party. This is the remaining desire to live in a democracy, or what is left of it." Ivan Warren, who voted for Macron within the presidential election, said it was vital to hand him a majority. "It's essential to me that we've a robust authorities, which permits us to represent France inside the best manner possible," the 56-year-old computer scientist stated. At risk is Macron's capability to bypass his reform timetable, consisting of a pension reform he says is important to repair public finances. His combatants at the left are pushing to cut the pension age and launch a massive spending drive. "We assume a tough first spherical. Voters will want to send a signal," a government source informed. "But we are relying on the second round to reveal that Mélenchon's program is myth." Initial projections after the presidential election showed Macron changed into on course to get a majority in parliament. But the president has stored a low profile because the vote, taking 2 weeks to form a central authority and simplest not often making appearances. Meanwhile, Mélenchon has correctly forged an alliance between his France Unbowed movement, the Socialists and the Greens. Projections now show Macron and his allies, together with the new celebration of his former top minister Édouard Philippe, may want to fall short of a majority of 289 by way of as many as 40 seats. Some 14 of Macron's ministers are competing in neighborhood races and will lose their activity in the event that they fail to win a seat. One cabinet member maximum at threat is Clément Beaune, Macron's Europe minister, who's campaigning in an eastern Paris constituency. As a former advisor on matters such as Brexit, Beaune, 40, is a near best friend of the president. "That would be a painful loss," a central authority source stated. On the other side of the political spectrum, polls display far-right leader Marine Le Pen could win a seat in her northern constituency from the first round, through gaining over 50% of the votes. Reporting and writing through Michel Rose and Florent Bardos. Additional reporting by Elizabeth Pineau. Editing through David Gregorio and Elaine Hardcastle.